Um, I'm on day. This is actually day 5. So I had this thing, I think, since Thursday. Oh, it just all started with a head cold. It's head cold, you know, probably with people with, allergies. It's the sinus pressure over here. And it's like, I know it's nothing like I've experienced. And right now it's day 5. I'm actually feeling really good. What I've been doing is, this. See this pot. I have a pot here. I boil some water, and then after I boil the water, I cover my head with this towel and breathe in the steam. So like that. And I do this twice in the morning and twice in the evening. And it really helps in the breathing. I know I would have been breathing hard. What it is it's like you can't breathe long. It's like short breaths, because if you take a long breath, you will start coughing. So you can only take short breaths. It's like I don't necessarily have a cough. I'm not even coughing up phlegm or anything, nothing like that. But I think that's because of I've been hot steaming. Uh, it's 15 minutes steaming. I breathe all that steam, and then I think that's the thing that makes me help me breathe. You know, although what you that's what you're gonna get is, that's why this is like something like you never, not the regular flu, because I, I mean you're feeling like all things at the same time. You'll have shortness of breath. You can only breathe like that. But then I'm not sure if it's from low oxygen saturation, why you feel dizzy, and that's why you feel nauseous. But then you don't want to eat because your taste is, yeah, I think I have white stuff in my tongue, so I can't taste the food. Anything I drink is bitter. And the only good thing that I can drink, is I drink Sprite, ginger ale, and the Gatorade. They help me a lot. You have to drink and drink and drink. No, even you're getting sick of drinking, you drink a lot. That's what I've been doing. I've been drinking a lot. But regular water, you usually, because of the taste in your mouth, regular water, you don't want to. The water tastes bitter, so you don't want to drink it. So I've been drinking a lot of Gatorade and the Sprite and ginger ale. That's it. And like many I think some people who had this COVID, they haven't had discovered the steaming. That's why when they show their videos, they're out of breath. And you know my breathing is pretty much manageable right now, except that I cannot breathe, like see, I cannot breathe long. I can breathe like you know like that, short breaths. But if I attempt to do long breaths, it's like my lungs is, it's like you choke on it. But other than that, well, there you have body aches, but I think because of the steaming also, the body aches, I don't feel it much because I think the steaming really helps because when I steam, uh, eh, all the way to my shoulders, it sweats and my neck. See, so it's very important. The steaming is very important. Uh, my cousin Vivek, she told me about it because her landlord, was positive uh, with COVID, and before he even went to the hospital, when he started feeling the symptoms like sore throat and runny nose, he started doing the steaming, and for 5 days, before he even went to the hospital. So this is very important. What is this? And I know before I knew that this is COVID, I already had a feeling that it is. And then because of the way it was spreading throughout the house, the way it was so contagious that, almost everybody, there was like one after the other. It's like having it. Like it spread so fast. Like the first one we had is Wednesday. Two people had it on Wednesday. And then they stayed home and I stayed home with them. I don't know. I'm just thinking maybe I touched something. I know the only thing I touched was uh, one of the patients was making soup, and I had some of that soup. But back then we didn't know it was COVID, you know. And then after that is that's Wednesday, and then Thursday. Goodbye. I kind of feel like just having a headache, so maybe I was thinking, maybe it was just in the mind. But Friday, it wasn't like a regular headache anymore. It was a head cold that, some people who have allergies, like sinus allergies, it'd be too hard for them. They'll have dizziness and they'll be nauseous and throwing up because, you know, when you have sinus pressure already, and plus, because you have sinus allergies, so you'll have sinus pressure, plus the head cold added to that, that makes you dizzy, sick, and nauseous. You'll be throwing up. And another thing is, I don't know why it affects, your stomach, because, comes with this is you're gonna have diarrhea, and plus you don't even feel like eating. So I don't know why all these symptoms, come together, all at the same time. That's probably causing people, so much weakness. But the thing is, what I tried so hard to do is not to be stuck in the bed. And it's so easy to be so wanting because your body hurts and you wanna stay in the bed, but I feel like, the more I stay in the bed, the pain in my body doesn't go away. So I was thinking, I will not confine myself to the bed. I try to get up because I have no problem getting up. I go to the bathroom. But the only thing is you have to be careful, because, um, you don't know when the dizziness comes. Like when I get out, as soon as I get up the bed, I have to be careful because you're like dizzy. So I try not to confine myself to the bed. I walk around. I still do the same stuff that I was doing. I washing my dishes. I try to do something. I didn't wanna uh, stay in the bed. Although it really is very tempting to stay in the bed all day and just get covered up. It's like you think that resting is what is this, but I think, um, laying down the whole time, I think weakens your lungs. I think we have, there's a reason why, people exercise. I mean, it's supposed to, exercise. Exercise is supposed to, you know, uh, help our heart, and make our heart, active, very, because we needed that, because our oxygen saturation at this time is very low, and so we needed our heart to move. We have to move, so that, because our oxygen is in our blood, the goes to the heart. So I think it is very important that we move around and not stay laid down in bed. And, and, and no, I'm just, what is it? It's not really obvious. My breathing is not really that bad. You know, I can. It doesn't bother my talking that much. I am pretty much okay. Now I haven't had any fever. Well, today is, let's say that it started on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. This is, uh, fifth day, Tuesday. Well, I know on Saturday, uh, Friday night, I know I had fever. I had chills Friday night. Yeah, but I didn't have I didn't have time to take my temperature. I know what I had, because it's like you can't keep yourself warm. It's just like you need more blanket. That's just what it is. So I mean, I know it was fever. So, well, I listened to what they're saying, that never use, ibuprofen. So I used, Tylenol. I usually, for fever, I usually use Advil. That's the only thing that works for me. But this time, I just needed some advice, and use Tylenol instead of Advil. And then again, Saturday night. But see, despite that, even though my body is so tired, I went to work on Saturday, a 12-hour workday. I went to work on a 12-hour workday, although, as soon as I came over there, I don't usually do much. And, the girls just left me alone. They knew I wasn't feeling okay. I wasn't feeling great. So just left me alone in the office. And so I just pretty much stayed in the office, sitting down with my, leg up, and then had the lights off, you know, and, yeah, I was sitting. I don't want to lay down, so I was just sitting down with